We're going to talk about what's coming down the pipeline for the payments sector in the EU and the UK. So starting with the EU, big topic, PSD3, or the Third Payment Services Directive. And really this is a review of PSD2, the second EU Payment Services Directive, which is likely to result in a new piece of legislation which people are already calling PSD3. PSD2 is the main bit of EU legislation governing payment services across the European Economic Area. It was passed back in 2015 and it had significant implications for the sector, including on the scope of regulatory authorization requirements, on open banking, and on data security and customer authentication. And the expectation is that PSD3 will have similarly significant implications, including in each of those areas. Now, we're going to assume a reasonable level of prior knowledge about PSD2 here, and we're going to focus on what's likely to change under PSD3. And then the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, MiCA, which is in its near final form at the time of recording, and it will become the main piece of EU legislation that will govern crypto asset services. And that includes many services that are not currently regulated. It will also expand the scope of regulation for those that are. And it's going to have significant implications for firms that provide or are thinking about providing those types of services, including in the context of payments. It's also going to have implications for firms that partner with or provide payment services to those kinds of firms. And then moving on to the United Kingdom, in a similar vein, we're going to look at some of the key reforms affecting the payment sector, HM Treasury, that's the UK government's stablecoin consultation, the Financial Services and Markets Bill, and we'll look at how those compare to the EU reforms. And then we'll cover some other developments briefly, including the Payment Accounts Directive, anti-money laundering requirements, and the FCA's Consumer Duty and central bank digital currencies.